Hello everybody, what is up, Prof here, and today we're going to be doing our review of Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS. If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, you're definitely going to want to be picking this game up, because this game is basically what all the other little side Kingdom Hearts games has finally been building up to. And basically is going to set the story and get everything in motion for Kingdom Hearts 3. That's if I'm correct, please correct me if I'm wrong. That's releasing later this year, and hopefully will not be delayed. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the review. So as for presentation of the game, you start out in Traverse Town where you meet Neku from The World Ends With You, which I was really freaking excited for because The World Ends With You is really one of my favorite games besides Pokemon that was on the original DS. If you haven't played this game, go pick that shit up on eBay. You can probably find out for about $30 or a little bit more, or you could probably spend like $15 on Android or iOS and get it on there. But for me, I prefer the DS version, but that's just me. Alright, let's not stray too far off in the review. In this game, they introduce new creatures called Dream Eaters that come in handy throughout the whole game. You can level their attributes by battling or actually just petting them with the stylus. They level up by your love. But you can also combine them, and they basically use special combo skills, which varies depending on which two you have in your first two slots. What I liked about this game was you finally get to visit new worlds that they haven't actually shown you in the past Kingdom Hearts games, such as Hunchback of Notre Dame, Tron Legacy, Three Musketeers, and Symphony of the Sorcerer. Kingdom Hearts Triple D did a great job with its battle system also. With the new flow motion, I did notice a few instances where I had some lag, but it never actually really happened in any of the main battles. In this game, you play through the main story as both Riku and Sora. You basically get a time limit on how long you can use each character before having to drop slash switch to Riku or Sora. With finishing Sora's storyline, the boss battle was tough, with having to take out about 7 life bars, plus having buildings thrown at you. But all in all, it was still a pretty exciting battle. Riku's endgame was a lot more difficult, because you literally had 5 boss battles that you have to go through, and to be able to go through them without much difficulty, I had to level Riku up to about level 51. As to Sora, I only had to be about level 37. So you also may want to either play or watch the cutscenes from Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep for the PSP to understand parts of this game. But all in all, this was a great game, and I definitely recommend it for the 3DS. And a part what I'm talking about with Birth by Sleep is because they do make a lot of references, and there is some characters that are from the game, which if you haven't seen it, you're not going to know who they are, and it's going to be a little bit confusing. So if you want, I would say go pick it up. You can get it in, I believe, the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 remix on PS3. Just sit there and play it on, PSP is actually going to be hard because they don't have it on the damn store. So yeah, I just recommend picking it up for PS3. Because this is actually a really fun game. It has a lot of replayability, and you have 3 separate storylines you get to go through. But anyways, let's get on to the graphics portion. The graphics in this game were pretty decent though, but with me having the 3DS XL at the time, I did notice a bit of rugged edges, but they weren't. They were about on par with the PSP's graphics at the time. As I said above, there were a few times that there was lag in the graphics, but oddly enough, this never actually happened during battles. All of this happened was pretty much when I was exploring towns or just walking around, so as for why that is, I have no clue. And the reason I can honestly say for the rugged edges sometimes is pretty much because at the time, a lot of these games were being designed for that smaller screen, and since they upped the screen, it was before they kind of start, accommodating for that bigger size screen, so you did get a bit of rugged edges sometimes. But anyways, let's move on to the sound portion of the game. The Kingdom Hearts Triple D, you had a remixed version, was it Simple and Clean song by Utada Hikaru, and basically it fit really well with them showing like past tidbits from the past Kingdom Hearts titles, so it was really fun. As for if you're hoping for a robust soundtrack, it's not so much, kind of some basic ones. But one of my favorite music was in the Three Musketeers level, just because it's pretty nice rhythm and it's pretty upbeat. So I don't know, I enjoy it. It's like, yeah, it's just fun. I like this song. All right, now to the gameplay portion. The gameplay worked really well in this game. Being able to use your Dream Eater's abilities came in handy with boss battles and crowds of stronger enemies, and some even heal you when needed. So that actually was extremely useful. One of the new additions to the combat system is flow motion, which allows you to glide along rails, buildings, and poles. It also worked really well with dealing damage to enemies or bosses, and also being able to toss larger enemies It was a plus. So yeah, basically with that system, you could sit there and like literally launch enemies up into the air, and especially when they're the bigger ones, it freaking helped a lot with freaking getting combos out of them. So if they keep this in the new Kingdom Hearts 3, I will not complain because it was honestly pretty fun. All right, and for the lasting appeal of the game, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is pretty lengthy handheld, with about 23 hours and 32 minutes of playtime for the main story. And for those who want a bit of extra challenge, there's a new higher difficulty mode that unlocks once you beat the game on normal. As for our final verdict of the game, it receives a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing stopping this title from getting a perfect score, like I said, was a bit of the jagged edges and a bit of the lag at random points in the game that wasn't even during battles. But other than that, if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan and you own a 3DS, do yourself a favor and go pick up this title. Alright, that's about it for this review. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe because it does help a lot. And I'll